doctors said this stuntman would never walk again, but after a strange and shocking healing technique, he's a walking miracle.
We want to change the face of medicine as you know it today into a non-drug, non-invasive world.
Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Sinatra. I'm a heart specialist, and I've been practicing medicine for over 40 years. I've written about 20 books. I've dealt with a lot of inflammation in my life. I mean, inflammation is the root cause of disease, whether it's heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, cancer. It starts with inflammation. In fact, even in my own hip, I needed a hip replacement, and for years I delayed it because I used the Electro-Acuscope. I mean, one of the magical properties of the Electro-Acuscope is that it alleviates inflammation. How? It does it through electrical mechanical energies, where it actually drives what I call ATP in a preferential direction. Whenever you bring ATP to the table, or adenosine triphosphate, this is incredible in the healing response. And I have to tell you, the Electro-Acuscope has been incredible, not only in the human model, but the animal model as well.
My name is Dr. Richard Delaney. I'm a clinical cardiologist and internist in private practice in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm board certified in internal medicine, cardiology, critical care, and geriatrics, and certified in functional medicine. I've had this opportunity over this past year to use this remarkable equipment firsthand on my patients. I've treated patients from knees to backs to shoulders to wrists and systemic fatigue. And the protocols developed by John Thorp, when implemented by a physician who's trained simply in this technique, is outstanding. To be able to take a patient who has pain and no treatment option other than something invasive and give them a 45-minute, 50-minute treatment and have them walk literally out of the office with less pain, it's amazing. And it makes me a better physician.
Tanya Curtis, and I'm a Electro-Toxicologist with the Electro-Acuscope at the Amen Clinic. About 3.5 years ago, I was sent to a training down in San Diego. About 5 minutes into the training, I thought, this can't be what they're saying it could be. Like, I don't understand why people wouldn't know about this. It seemed a little bit much, the things that they were claiming that it would do, help anything from someone with MS to pain. So something pretty major to something, as little as getting rid of a headache, or something as major as like a knee surgery or back pain. My first patient was Dr. Amen, and I found out that he had wanted to have knee replacement surgery. I found out that John had actually treated him 4 treatments, and after 4 treatments, he walked all over Europe in no pain. But it was pretty amazing to see that he went from going to have knee replacement surgery in both of his knees to no pain.
For the patients that we've been treating, they're all very happy. They're all making improvement.
It's synergistically helping the nutraceutical energies, and when you do that, you thrive.
And for the last 3 years, I've been using this Electro-Acuscope for patients. Microcurrent therapy that not only takes the pain away, but gets to the cause.
30, 45 minutes with them, and they just pop up and their jaw hits the floor because, what? No pain? Where did it go?
If you could come to my office and just film their faces as they walk down the hall and they go, what? Is the pain gone that quickly?
It is the most practical instrument I've had in my lifetime. This one is the go-to every time.
And our patients are ecstatic with the treatment. That's a win-win.
I've increased my practice over 35%.
When it comes into metabolic cardiology and using the Electro-Acuscope, I'm all in.
It's amazing. It really, truly is amazing.
We have a 2-time heavyweight champion that we saw who had neuropathy pain so bad in his left foot that he actually wanted a doctor to cut off his foot until he learned about phantom pain, and thought, well, that would just be great. I'd have my foot cut off and then I'd still have the pain. 13 years of pain that was consistently getting worse. And after 1 month of us treating him, his pain is gone. Gone. I mean, that's pretty significant to have pain that was so bad that he tried everything. And so what I love to say to people when they come in and tell me that they've tried everything, I like to let them know, well, you haven't tried everything because you haven't tried this.
My name's Michelle Killebrew. My professional license background is physical therapy. I've done this for 40 plus years. Along the way, met a young physician, and he and I were talking, do you have an Equiscope? So the stories he told me were just fantastic. And I thought, it's just hard to believe, because as a physical therapist, we learn electric therapy. We do electric therapy. I've never had a day in my life since then that I haven't been using electric therapy several hours a day for different things. But it didn't do what I heard this thing did. And it still sounded wonderful, but too good to be true. But I had some things that in my best of my best, and they were felt cases from different physicians, different therapists, and these were great physicians, great therapists, great surgeons, but failed cases, and we all have seen and heard, and those are the things that keep you awake at night, make your heart hurt. Anyway, so I called some of these people and said, look, got this thing, can't explain how it works. It might be able to help. They tell me that it can. Would you give it a go? And so the lady came, she treated, and she brought it in from the barn. It still had the horse sticker on it, and I'd warned everybody it's coming from the barn. But if it can help a horse, I think it can help us. And so I have to tell you, this is 3 months in. I have laughed. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna get emotional. I have laughed, I have cried. I mean, people come in and they go out, and even being here, I'm still getting texts. I get texts at night. I get texts at 5 o'clock in the morning that say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm finally sleeping, or this is the best my neck has felt in years. It's just like nothing I've ever seen. I guess that's the biggest point. I'm excited, I'm thrilled. It's given me hope that I'm going to be able to help people that we've never helped like this. So this thing is something else. That's all I know. I can't explain why when nerves don't touch. And that's what I have to tell people. It shouldn't work based on my basic understanding, but it does.
I saw the power of the machine. I said, what is this? And I said, I have to get this myself. And then I began to understand. And it is truly powerful. It is amazing. It's an impedance that's driven. It instantly opens it up. It tells you how to do it. The machine tells you whether you're in the right spot. I mean, someone has back pain, they point and I go there, they're clear. I go down, oh my God, they're really blocked. And I go, just give me 20 minutes. And they walk out and they go, oh my God. It's a great feeling. It's a great tool.
My husband has Parkinson's, so he and I bought the machine. So we have a machine at our home as well. So I wouldn't spend $35,000 on a machine if I thought it wasn't going to work, if I didn't see significant results on a regular basis.
Hi, I'm Brandon Oliver, professional running back for the Los Angeles Chargers, currently in my 4th year. Just about a year ago, 3rd preseason game of the year, going against the Minnesota Vikings. I was catching the ball, overextended with my right leg and tore my Achilles. I had heard about the Equiscope. After surgery, I reached out to schedule a treatment. After 4 months of treatment, I was back up and running on the field, and I felt much stronger than I was before the injury. If it wasn't for the Equiscope, the doctors would have been right. I would have never been the same, and I would have been completely out of the NFL. But thanks to the Equiscope, I'm back and better than I used to be.
Hey guys, this is Cameron Lowe, professional athlete, played in the major leagues for 9 years, 16 years of professional baseball. I had a very blessed career, but I went through some major injuries. They wanted to do surgery on me. They said there was nothing they could really do for my disc issues. In fact, they just wanted to solder off my nerve so I wouldn't feel it anymore and I'd still be cranking on it. I didn't want to get surgery and I didn't want to take pharmaceuticals anymore. And I was at my wit's end, and by the grace of God, I was introduced to the Electro-Acuscope. Within one treatment, I got over a huge plateau. It also sucked the cortisone out of my elbow. My velocity jumped up from 91 miles an hour to 94 miles an hour, literally overnight, because my arm was able to move freely and my back was able to move more freely. It was just miraculous, and I would not have been playing Major League Baseball as long as I had I not met the Electro-Acuscope and had its incredible healing effects.
Today I want to talk to you about one of my close dear friends who I've thought the world of for over a decade. His name is John Thorp. He can do all the stuff that they said he'd never do again. That's number one. Number two is that he's healed tons of people. Number three is, for me personally, I had my hips and they said, hey look, 10 years ago, you got to replace them with porcelain. On John, and what he did is he regenerated my hips instantaneously.
Ted Lillian, I'm a pitcher with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I had surgery and needed to get back on the field. Didn't have the time, the normal recovery rate of 6 months or whatever it would be. So I ended up giving John a call, and I didn't really think that it would happen quite this quickly, but I was throwing a baseball within 3 weeks after having my shoulder scoped and throwing without pain.
In one treatment of my elbow, John cured a 3-year arm injury, and my disc problems, which doctors said would never go away, have completely gone away. My degenerative discs have now regenerated again. Since I've used the machine, I have not missed a day of baseball.
Yeah, I've known John for many years, and I've been treated with the Electro-Equiscope many times. He's treated me for the shoulder, for the leg, for my spine, and I can say for anybody that has questions about the Electro-Equiscope or wonders, does it really work? I can tell you, it's going to do wonders for you, it's going to heal you, and it's going to make you feel great.
But one thing that I definitely noticed was my explosiveness. That changed dramatically. From using this and working with John, you really changed dramatically, Mom. I think this machine catapults you into another dimension of your athletic ability.
I'm Daryl Stuckey of the San Diego Chargers. Been the team captain for the past 5 years. I got hurt on a play where I tackled a man inside the 10-yard line on punt. I had surgery 2 weeks later. After my first treatment, I was able to go all the way off my anti-inflammatories. And I thank John, hopefully alleviate all of my inflammation. And pain-free electrically is the plan. As John would say, there's no placebo in racehorses.
Stephanie and I had the chance to work with All Have Another using John Thorp's certified machine. And he won his first race at 43 to 1.
I'll have another coming home to win it easy.
There are many races. Few become American traditions. But there's only one. Kentucky Derby.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. I'll have another on the outside is closing in. I'll have another has won the Kentucky Derby. Off in the Preakness. It's Bodemeister and I'll have another in a dramatic Preakness. I'll have another Dan. He ran down Bodemeister to win the Preakness.
I'm Jeff Mullins. I'm a thoroughbred horse trainer here at Santa Anita. We have all kinds of injuries and disease. I was talking to a chiropractor friend of mine, and he mentioned this device that can help heal some of these injuries and diseases, and we discovered the Electro-Equiscope. The effect of this machine had on me is tremendous. It's unbelievable, and we started working on horses, you know, bowed tendons, suspensories, puffy joints, sore backs, sore hocks, sore feet. We even treated a horse with EPM, and after 3 or 4 treatments, the horse with EPM started feeling better, you know, moving better, had more energy. In fact, a couple weeks after that, we ran him back, and he won his first race.
It's in the post, is coming after him now. It's in the post, heads Kenji Storm. It's in the post, drives Gliana Win. It's in the post, who has compiled an amazing sequence of Grade 2 victories at Santa Anita Park. It's his 5th straight Grade 2 win on the turf course here.
Electro-Acuscope is the new wave. I'm not sure that I could be without that machine at this point.
Now look at this come from behind victory. Come from so far behind he's not even in the picture and accelerates past them all. Now that's what an Equiscope horse will do.
XY Jet by 2 legs. Roy Ages swapping. Mind Your Biscuits coming from nowhere. XY Jet stopping. Mind Your Biscuits swooping and got up. What an extraordinary performance. Mind Your Biscuits.
I've realized that one of the best ways of getting the body back into optimum health is using electrical energy. Oh, I am so optimistic for the future. We're going to have to rewrite the physiology textbooks. Vibrational medicine is the medicine of the future.
A device that'll scan your body, a device that'll enhance your immune system and do what God has created you to do, and that's to heal thyself.